Misa, and Misa has been known to have some connection problems from time to time, so maybe that's what's happened. I don't know. But either way, we've got the game. So
I think Prophecy thought it was supposed to be on stream and just didn't play. And then they just real quick knocked it out, and then we were like, well, I mean, I guess if they're not playing yet, we might as well get into the game. But here we are, Game 5, STDX versus Prophecy. We know that STDX is coming off a lot of momentum after that knockout in Clan Blitz right now. Till it ends up going down. Now we do have Kiver and Hexen putting a lot of pressure over here on the one. Another pick in the center of the map is a 3v2 situation as a revenge kill happens. Kiver here just controlling the center of the map, not pushing objective yet. They need to get a few more picks, which they do. And now Kiver's going to be getting on tower and going to be reacting to Prophecy trying to defend this push.
Yeah, so what you can see was happening at the start of that game actually is Prophecy comes screaming back into the game with a full team wipe. So what STDX was doing so well at the start there was they were splitting 2 and 2 and winning sort of 2v1 fights. But of course, Prophecy just comes streaming out of the base and just stomps all over STDX. Not really able to put up much of a fight there. And now we have this very awkward situation here for STDX where it seems as though they're kind of getting stuck in a corner. They aren't able to really do anything about this push that's just going and going and going. And now, even now, they've traded 1-for-1, but the Tetris is just having a field day.
Yeah, and that Tetra does get taken out by Penget in good position there as a backliner to go ahead and clean up. We've talked off stream about this kind of the roles in this game. Like, this game doesn't have classes, right? Like, there's not like a medic, like a healer, kind of stuff, aside from maybe, obviously a charger is a little bit different than the rest of the game, but you kind of have like these roles and like how your play style should be. And when members of your team start to get taken out, people who would have different play styles need to shift to different roles temporarily until their teammates come back. And you see, Penget going from anchor backliner to kind of cleaning up kills that his teammates have, kind of created for him.
Yeah, and you can see that, again, kind of the same kind of problem, where STDX, when they've got all 4 players up, they do the sort of 2-2 split very well. But the problem with the 2-2 split is generally that once one of those 2 players goes down, it turns into 1v1, and it almost can become a double kill, depending on how things play out. And you can sort of see that as STDX is getting into these fights, they're sort of not really cleaning their play as cleanly as they need to. And now we see they've stabilized. They've got their act together, and they're getting the kills they need. But for a while there, they were getting things things were getting a bit dicey.
And they do have the lead now, and they are starting to get taken out by the Stinger, so they do need to realize that it is a dead push, and they need to stay alive here. Penga getting back on tower. Hexen still pushed up. We do have some members of STDX jumping in, so if Prophecy doesn't start a good offense soon enough, they won't be able to really take advantage of those picks that they got. Taking out Kiver, though, is going to be a big deal. Austin is the last alive. Will he jump out? Not sure. I don't think that he's going to be able to kind of create the same situation as last time, unless he's able to just put this safe pressure on the tower. It's actually a nice position from Penga up there, because in order for Prophecy to deal with him, they have to stop playing objective and allow members like Kiver to get up in here and get these clutch kills. So now with another bait and switch situation, Kiver responding well to his teammates' call out. More kills onto Prophecy. This is a lot of momentum for STDX. There's not that much time left in this game, and they're going to be able to definitely start putting some points on the board.
Yeah, and you can see the 2-2 split is just working wonders for STDX against this Barella. There's some 1v1 sort of going on around the map, but all the while the towers just keeps pushing. And now it's starting to get very awkward for Prophecy. They need to be able to not only take the tower back, but also start a pushback of their own, because they only have a minute and a half or thereabouts to make something happen here. Fuzzy does get caught out here, so this push might be going... Yeah, I think it's just about over. But again, like we were talking about with the Sweaty Greasy Nerds game, it doesn't matter if this push doesn't go any further. You have the lead, which means that essentially all you need to do is keep putting the tower in the enemy base, so that, as we see right here, the tower hasn't even reached the middle of the map yet. And so the push is basically just delayed that much longer.
Yeah, but it looks like if Prophecy can keep getting picks, they should be in a pretty decent position. That being said, they were not able to get those picks. But yeah, like exactly what you're talking about, right? Like, Prophecy, they got the kills, they started getting more picks, they started moving the tower. But then eventually STDX got some kills. When that happened, the tower still hadn't gotten to scoring range. So it was basically a situation where, STDX has created, by being aggressive with the tower, they've created this kind of pocket where they can wipe. They can lose some firefights, and it really won't be that big of a deal because Prophecy's not gonna be able to score with it.
Yeah, and again, we have the same situation developing here. The entire map is blue, even though Prophecy does have a bit of an advantage now. Prophecy now needs to be on the tower from now until the end of the game.
Panget might get flanked here. This will be better. Panget gets flanked.
No, he gets the direct, though.
Oh, wow.
He got help from Kibba. And yeah, that looks to be it. I think, yeah, STDX does take it with a 1-point lead. And yeah, like we've been saying this basically the whole time we've been commentating, on tower control, once you've got the lead, the way that you can play around it by just sort of constantly pushing the tower into the enemy base and just doing that over and over and over again, it means that any kind of counterplay is just cut off at the legs. They can't even, like, you even saw, after that, that counter push got sort of to the 55 kind of point mark, that was essentially pushed the entire time, like from their own 45 point mark to the 55 point mark. That's like 90 points worth of pushing. And essentially that's, they weren't able to make anything of that despite, sorry, that's 100 points of pushing, 45 and 55, sorry. That's essentially the way that you win on these modes. Like there was, if they had not pushed the tower and wiped at that point, then it would have been game for Prophecy. But because STDX kept moving the tower forwards and getting to the sort of the same checkpoint a couple of times over and over again, there was just no way for Prophecy to really get back into the game unless they would have needed 3 or 4 team wipes to do anything.
Yeah, and you know, it's just kind of funny. Like it seems like just in Splatoon overall, over time, we keep saying like kind of these generalizations about the game, right? Where it's kind of like, oh, well, like, as a community, we were learning how to play in Splatoon 1, and we kind of started to realize that like heavy defense doesn't really win you games. It's pushes that win you games, and you don't really want to defend a lead as much as you want to keep being aggressive.